Hey, what's going on everybody? It's That Cuban Guy, and in this video, I have something very exciting to bring you all today, and that is this. The Diansheng face-turning octahedron. This is something that the FTO community, and I think a lot of people in general, have been waiting for a very long time. And it's super, super exciting that it is finally here. Now, before we get into this, I will note that this is simply a prototype that Diansheng was kind enough to send me among several other FTO solvers. So I won't say that this is the final version or the version that you will get upon release. With that out of the way, let's get right into the unboxing. I will say I do like the simplicity of the box. Nothing fancy, nothing overcomplicated. Plus, I like purple and pink a lot. So I believe it just slides up like this. And there it is. Before we get to the puzzle, let's take a look at the pamphlet. I believe that this is... Yep, so this is the face-turning octahedron tutorial. This, I believe, is a reduction style method. It is, you can use it to solve the puzzle, but it is not exactly speed optimal. But this is something useful for people who have never turned an FTO before and don't really understand the way the pieces move. Solving it like this is a good way to understand the relationship between the pieces. So let's go ahead and get into the puzzle. So right off the bat, I will say it is quite compact feeling, very small. My current point of reference is, let me get it, the FTO, which is based on the mechanism of a super Ivy cube. It's a significant amount smaller. Plus, I think part of the reason why it feels that way is that the pieces are not rounded, so there's not a whole lot of extra width for the rounding. These are pretty sharpened. They're not like sharp corners, but they're not quite as round as the FTO. The shades look pretty good. The only thing I'll say is this gray, if I had my way, would be a little bit of a cooler gray. This is a pretty warm, almost brown color, but not a huge deal. All right, and then let's get into first turns. I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but that was not it. That is amazing feeling. Super smooth, super light. And it's very fast. That's something else I'm noticing. It's very, very fast. My turning style, I do like slower puzzles, so I will probably want to slow this down a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at some corner cutting here. Okay. And then Yeah, not a whole lot there, but that's to be expected. So I think this might be a little tight. Let's actually really quickly see how we gain access to the mechanism. It looks like it's just a pass through to the screw. And you can see here, it is factory magnet capsules. Let me focus in here. Magnet capsules in the pieces. Wonderful. The magnet strength is good, I will say. It's not too strong, but it is definitely doing its job to align the puzzle. I don't think many people will have too many complaints about the strength of the magnets. Overall, I'm very happy with this so far. It is it's quite tight at the moment. Let me go ahead and loosen it just a smidgen. Okay, and with the puzzle loosened up a bit, let's see how it does. Ooh. Yeah, so like I said, it's a little fast for my taste. I will probably have to slow this down a little bit. But it is very, very good. It is a wonderful feeling. It's very smooth. It honestly feels very similar to a lot of Diansheng's recent puzzles. Most notably, and I think the only one I have from them recently is their Gigaminx. It's reminiscent of that feeling. Let's see if we can get into the mechanism here. So let's get... Ooh, that's a little bit more than I wanted, but that's okay. So let's see what we got here. We got a corner. We got an edge. So let's look at the edge first. Let's focus in. So, focus. So the focus. Okay. So this is pretty interesting. You can see the pattern they have on the contact surfaces, and I'll be honest, this foot here that connects in with the centerpiece is quite small. Probably why this piece came out so easily. So that worries me a little bit about how common pops are. And for those of you who don't know, on FTO, if an edge pops out, it's taking a whole bunch of pieces with it. Just because of the nature of the mechanism. So I guess time will tell. We'll see if that becomes an issue or not. Yeah, that went back in super easily. Okay, and then let's look at a corner and a triangle. Okay. Kind of, from what I'm looking at, it's a very narrow corner base, but very long. So this pushes deep into the mechanism without extending itself very far. That's probably what adds to the light, airy feeling, but it also is a compromise with puzzle stability. Normally, if you want a puzzle to be super stable, you will have the stalks of the corners to extend far out. You want basically something that will interlock deeply enough to where if the pieces misalign, there won't be any issues with the pieces sliding past each other. Now, I'm not sure this is going to be a big problem. But again, time will tell. This is just a first impressions and just a first look. I am not a puzzle designer. I am not an expert on puzzle mechanisms. This is just from what I can tell and what I've experienced. This is actually a pretty interesting look for the triangle. This curve here. If we look at the FTO's design, or specifically the Super Ivy, well, actually, I guess it's the same. The only difference is that there's a hole here because of the nature of the piece. I guess the difference in this case is that the triangle extends deeper into the mechanism, this little foot here. Partially, I think, to facilitate the ball bearing alignment that the FTO has. Not a big deal. I guess we can also pull out a corner to compare that. I'm not pulling out an edge out of this thing. Because, and this kind of harkens back to what I was saying before, the FTO's edges are very, very stuck into the mechanism, meaning it's very hard to get out. So you can see here, this is actually interesting. This is kind of, on the FTO, it's almost a 3-step. So you have first step here, you have the flat step in the middle, and then you have a step out. Here it is a 2-step. You go 1 and then 2. I'm curious as to the opinions of the puzzle designers like Ben as to what impact this could have, because it almost looks like I could be able to just pull a corner out if I wanted to, or if I tried hard enough. I'm not sure if that's the case, and I'm not really going to try it, but that's kind of my amateur impression. With all of that out of the way, let me get this back together. And we're back. So we've looked at the mechanism. We've gotten a first impression of the turns. What else is there to say, really? As this is just a prototype, we don't really have any information as far as pricing goes. And I do not have a release date for you. But this, again, is just super exciting to have in my hands. I will be doing a lot of solves on this. Once this video, this unboxing and first impressions, is uploaded, you will also see some solves and possibly a review after I've had some time with it. But yeah, this is super exciting, guys, and I'm so thankful to Diansheng for sending this out. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.